So I think that's why reception suits me, because I get to meet a lot of people every day, and it's just amazing to see people go and be happy. Would you have a complaint from your work here? I'm like, no, I've had no complaints. Why should I have any complaints?
I'm just happy.
It's just normal, everyday stuff that we all go through. Meeting people. Yeah. I've made many friendships over the years.
I'm Farah Shammas. Welcome to Hotel Talk. We hope you enjoy listening to this friendly conversation between people connected by real life in hotels. Welcome back, everyone, to another amazing episode of Hotel Talk. And today is really about hotels, because we have with us Procopis Procopiou, who is a member of our front office team. So he's at reception and he has been with us, we're just laughing now, literally half his life. So I've given away his age, 26 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. And my goodness, does he have hotel stories. So Procopis, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're currently all on a break. The main part of the hotel is closed just for a lick of paint and some time off for everyone. So you're at home. So thanks for coming in and relaxed and to have a lovely chat. So before we get into the fun stuff of talking about St Raphel and all the stories we have, tell us a bit about you. What's your name? Where do you come from? Okay. How did you grow up?
Okay. You already told everyone my name, so I think many people would know me by now. I was born in Famagusta, actually, in 1970, so there's my age.
There you go.
No hiding there.
Okay.
I lived in Marina. My parents still live there. And I went to college in Nicosia to study hotel management and started working in hotels in 1993. And
why hotels?
I've always wanted to go into hotels, and particularly reception. It was always that was what I've always wanted to do, type of thing. I worked in bars before. Since I was like 14, I worked in my uncle's bar in Protaras as a 14-year-old.
Wow.
Then in restaurants, and then I went into army and then college, and then I thought, that's it, I'm going into hotels now. And reception was always my first love.
So this is what intrigues me.
Yeah.
Like, where is the calling for that? And people say, okay, we're all hoteliers, and many of us on this podcast as well. But what is it that makes us click at some point in our early years that says, oh my goodness, this is where we want to be? And then also, why front office? I mean, obviously it's a people's department. You're a people person.
This is it, yeah.
And then one of the huge debates in our industry, I think, is, does our industry make us the way we are, or are we the way we are and then we get drawn to our industry?
I think it's the way we are. For me personally, I cannot pretend. The way I am.
Yeah.
That's why I think people appreciate that, because I cannot pretend. It's who I am.
Yeah.
So I think that's why reception suits me, because I get to meet a lot of people every day, and it's just amazing to see people go and be happy in the hotel. It's rewarding. You don't do it for the money, It's not for the money.
No, well, I think that's what we've established. Paul Halley said that actually in one of the episodes we did, for Hotel Talk. And he said, if you want to make a lot of money, go become a lawyer, an accountant, something else, doctor.
Never provide the money.
But hotels, if you want to have an amazing lifestyle and a job where you really feel rewarded in so many senses and have an interesting life, this is for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So who was your role model? Was there someone that encouraged you to do that? Was someone who you saw?
No. As I told you, because I went into the industry as a young kid at 14, and Protaras was in the 80s, was blooming with tourism. So it just kind of went from there.
Yeah, it was such a big pull, wasn't it? There's so much emphasis on hotels.
I had such a good time growing up in that environment. It's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
But still, people are people, and tourists are tourists, and holidaymakers are holidaymakers. And we're here to serve and keep them happy.
Definitely.
That's the aim.
So
Love that.
we were just laughing 26 years.
Oh, I know.
And we said like one of our team members who retired quite a few years ago now, Pamela, when she left, I don't know how many years she'd been here at that point, probably 20 something.
When I came in 96, she was here.
Yeah.
So I did meet her.
Yeah.
And
She
I can't remember
she
what
left,
she left.
I don't know, mid 2000 and something. Yeah. So she
yeah.
was laughing when she left. She said, "Oh, if I'd killed someone, I would have done less time," like as a
That's
joke,
right.
because she loved it. But yeah, so in 26 years, come on, hit us with some fun stories, because boy, have we seen
Oh my goodness.
so many guests.
So many things going on. You just, I should have written a book, but you just forget a lot of things that happen, good and bad. You tend to keep the good, really.
Yeah, because we were laughing about Craig's podcast as well. And, that was a shocking story. We've got Yannis's coming up as well, where, he saved someone's life. Let's talk about some of the fun ones.
Hard to say. We have a lot of fun with people and a lot of funny stories, but I can't think of anything.
Like when William, let's start.
Goodness.
We were just saying before we started recording, like for example, when William Baldwin came to the hotel, which he was here obviously for Marina Rosette, who has also been on this podcast, one of her movies that she produced with her company. And we were saying we didn't really get to know him so much because it was a very quick trip, and the poor guy was in so much back pain while he was here.
He was, yeah.
So
3 days and
it was, and he was just in so much pain. I think the last scene that they filmed, and most of the movie was filmed actually in our resort.
Yeah, I saw the movie. Of course,
It was amazing. And,
I loved it.
SOS guys, see it, Survival Sacrifice. It was amazing. And but the last scene, they told me they had to repeat it like, I don't know, 100 times. Like it took over 2 hours for like 2 minutes to be recorded because he was in so much pain and on painkillers, so he couldn't remember his lines.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah. And but then there was another actress that you're still in touch with, so you keep in touch
I'm
with.
in touch with Janine Kasper, who was starring in the movie. Actually, how we met, she called me on reception. She was expecting a fax of a page from the script, something like that. So I thought I'd go and take it to her. She was staying in the executive wing, and I knocked on the door. She opened the door, and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I said, "Do you know, I remember you from Nip Tuck, this TV show a few years ago." And she was like, "Ooh, ooh," like that. You know how she was. And that was it. We became like friends since then. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see her much. At that time, it was 2019, summer of 2019. My dad was in hospital in Nicosia. So I was up and down Nicosia every day and working. So, but I was at work and otherwise I would have seen a bit more of the film going on. But I missed a lot of things because I was...
well, that actually brings me on to another question. I mean, this job is such a demanding job, a front office as well, you're on your feet. So, I mean, the whole day. How do you balance then having a home life, being there for your loved ones, and then also being here?
I love my job, and it's not like being here is a hardship. When I go home, I switch off. I mean, if there's things on my mind about work, I think, okay, I'll do it the next day, or I will call. But at home, I relax. I have a little sleep if I'm working a morning shift. I watch a lot of movies. I do photography, as you know.
Another question I have: how did you get into photography? Like, where's that passion from?
Oh goodness!
Because you've done exhibitions as well, haven't you?
I've done a couple of exhibitions, and all the money went to charity. I didn't keep a single cent for myself, which I'm very proud of. Over 1,000 euros.
Amazing.
I was only selling the photos for like €5. And
imagine how many. Yeah,
it's great. It's so rewarding to do that. I started doing photos. I like sky. I like clouds. And I started taking photos of sky and posting them on Facebook. And people kept saying to me, "You have a good eye." And then slowly, I started taking pictures of other things like landscape and doors and windows and streets. And in the end, it progressed from there and I became better.
Yeah. You didn't do any courses ever?
No.
Wow.
It's just me. Yeah. And now I'm very much into doors and windows. Which
you've got a lovely series, don't you? Was it Lefkara you did some?
Lefkara and also Omodos recently. One of my photos from Omodos few days ago, a week ago, was picked up by a hub on Instagram called Doors Hiding, and it's nearing 2,000 likes.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Just a simple door shot.
Yeah.
And a window I've taken in Marina a few days before that was picked up by 3 different hubs featured. And one of them, it's Shutters Poetry or something like that. And it's over 1,500 likes as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Imagine.
Just simple shots of...
And I love these things because it's all like done with love. But more importantly as well, it's all promoting Cyprus in a way. Like, it's real people living in Cyprus, doing something they love and sharing that with the world and where we live. And it's, areas that, people wouldn't automatically see.
Of course, like the other week we went up to to Platres and different places. I've never been, like these falls. Oh my gosh.
Caledonia Falls.
No, it's below that. You couldn't go 4 years ago. Oh,
I don't remember. But we'll remember and post it, don't worry.
Yeah.
So where do you... where do you recommend when people ask you, because obviously lots of people come to reception and say, I want to see Cyprus, I want to go somewhere. Where are your favourite places to recommend?
I tell them they should visit at least Kurum, Paphos, if they fancy something like Lefkara, Omodos, Troodos. Troodos. It depends.
And we're in the perfect location in Liverpool to go and see the whole...
centred, or we're close to everywhere, so it's easy to get to everywhere from here.
Yeah.
So,
That's what Natalie said on a recent social media post that we've done. Natalie, who's our wedding coordinator, what would she do on her time off? And she said, actually, I'd like to experience more of our islands. Because it's just it is stunning here, and we forget. We just get so used to...
I know. And it's amazing how many places we haven't been, and we've lived here all our lives.
Yeah.
We've traveled so far abroad.
I've recently started trying to do these treks and walks, and we've got amazing, like, marked official hikes.
Yeah.
And even with the kids, and they're just stunning. Okay, it's quite tiring for our little ones especially, but they're amazing.
I've seen your posts.
They're just amazing. I've
seen nice photos. It's good for them to get to know a little bit of the island. You see, I feel lucky because I'm here and I've got best of both worlds, because I'm here and also I'm in the Marina where my parents are, and I'm near Paralimni and Agenapa and Frenaros and all that area. So I see a lot of that also in this area. So I feel lucky. I know. Split my time.
It's amazing.
Here and there.
So tell us what... And I don't want compliments now for us as such for the hotel, but what made you stay in one place for so long?
Oh, you guys, you know how much I love you, all of you, right?
Well, we know. I mean, 26 years, it's not a small number.
You've always been good to me. Like, when I say you, I mean all of you.
Yeah.
The management, yourself, Helen, and my colleagues. I've always gone with my colleagues. We're we're friends, like we're best friends with most of them. And from the other departments, and I've never had any problem. And I don't like moving and changing jobs the whole time. And I'm happy here, so why would I... They asked me, would you have a complaint from your work here? I'm like, no, I've had no complaints. Why should I have any complaints?
You're just happy.
It's just normal, everyday stuff that we all go through with work, and I'm fed up and this and that and the other, and then just get over it because it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's just job. And I'm happy here.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, we're happy.
Yeah.
We're happy having you here. So what's the best thing about your job? What do you love most?
Meeting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made many friendships over the years with people you'd never think you'd be friends with.
From all over the world.
Yeah, because you do something for them and then something clicks and you become friends.
And it's so interesting to see different cultures as well.
Sure.
Which is your favourite culture to deal with?
We're English speakers.
Yeah.
Actually,
from anywhere in the world, as long as they can communicate.
Greek speakers too. I get on with our Cypriot and Greek clientele.
How do you cope when people come to reception and they don't speak any language that you can communicate? It's so funny.
Sign language.
Huh?
I speak a little bit of French and understand a bit of Russian and a bit of German. So a bit of a combination. You just get on.
Yeah,
and,
it's so...
if I get stuck completely, I'll get help.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's so
It
funny.
happened.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think back now.
Once, I have to tell you something
Yeah.
funny. Talking about English people, there were some guys, I think they were English Cypriots, and they were a bit rude. And they was telling me something. I can't remember exactly what it was that all about. And one of them says to me, "Oh, can you get somebody who speaks better English?" So I call Helen. And I said, "Helen, this gentleman would like to talk to someone who speaks better English because obviously my England is not good enough."
Yeah, my goodness, how rude.
Can
And
you
Helen's
believe
English
that?
Cypriot. So they're just
Unbelievable.
I remember, I won't say a name, but he is a famous Greek singer who came to stay in our hotel. And I think his accommodation was, paid for by the organisers. I can't remember, but just the accommodation. We upgraded him, I think, as well to a suite. And he was in his room ordering champagne and all the other stuff. Do you remember the story? And then,
Yes, I do.
and then poof, he'd gone.
Yeah, I remember.
And we were all like, where is he? And he left by the service elevator, just left. Everyone was trying to call him to say, look, you've got this outstanding amount. And no, nothing.
Nothing.
And
The company paid, I think, in the end. But that's not the point. The point is like...
Yeah. I don't know if they did. I can't remember what happened. But yeah.
They did.
It's sometimes the most surprising people and things. And
We've
you're
had
like,
things,
oh.
unfortunately, families with 3 kids that went away and
didn't pay.
didn't pay.
Yeah.
And you'd think, honestly, it's...
But usually when we have their credit cards, obviously, okay, in the case of the famous guy, we didn't because it was a company and we...
People block their cards.
And then they block,
They block them on purpose. They know what they're doing. I think it's all on purpose.
It's so... Yeah, and theft, that's... even Hotel Babylon, the book, which then became a series, said it. The one thing everyone has in common when they go to hotels is that they steal. And, do we have some funny stories of people stealing the most ridiculous... And one of the worst actually is, I think in the room that was now the podcast, we had a painting stolen, which was, I don't even know how they managed to leave with this painting.
Well, I saw a guy picking up the flowers from, I guess, relations officer's desk to give to his girlfriend. And he was looking at me to see if I saw him. And I saw him and I was like, really?
Yeah.
For real?
Like, just order some. We'll order for you. This is part of our service. Yeah, and the potpourri makes me laugh, like, which we have everyone buy all the elevators, and it's in a bowl that could have once been ashtray or something else. But
perhaps
we put the flowers.
Somebody might try and eat it, you know.
Hilarious. They just get stolen, and we think, why bother? Come on, and it's so funny.
It's because people have to take something with them to show that they've been somewhere, or they just.
But that's why our shop is full of souvenir St Raphael mugs or I Love Cyprus T-shirts, but it's not the same. Yeah,
I don't know. I think people since COVID have gone like insane in some departments.
I think so. And the post-COVID guest as well is quite amusing. I mean, how have you found people after COVID?
There's a lot of paranoia going on, unfortunately. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why. I think it's getting better towards the end of our season this year.
I think
things were getting better.
Yeah,
but between the whole of 2021, people were just a little bit.
And different cultures. Some people were coming from countries where they weren't wearing masks, where there were less restrictions and regulations.
Why wouldn't I wear a mask? Why is he close to me? Why is he sneezing? Why is he coughing? We've had that as well.
Yeah, and it was very difficult for us to cope with that because we were like, we're trying our best to balance everyone and so that everyone would have a nice holiday.
Yeah.
And the other thing I found so surprising was everyone was, we thought everyone wanted to be in their room in a sterile environment, ordering their room service, but actually everyone wanted to be out. They wanted to be talking to people.
Had enough.
Yeah.
I personally, in most of 2020, because I've only worked 2 months in 2020, I was at home. Thank God I had a garden, and I was going around, followed by 3 cats and a glass of wine in my garden, going round and round.
Yeah, just walking. Yeah.
Yeah, just to do something.
Yeah.
It was
weird
times.
Did you see that sketch? I think an Italian guy did it where he's just in the bathroom looking at a mirror. And so obviously there's several, because the mirror's
Did you
right
do that?
angle.
Did you
No. And the guy's holding a glass and he's saying, "Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to
no,
yourself."
I didn't see that.
I went into like hysterics for 15 minutes,
good.
like uncontrollable laughter. I think I was so bored and fed up at home. It was hilarious. And yeah, I just
That
walked
was me
as well.
Not talking to
That's so
myself in
funny.
the mirror so much, but yeah, a glass of wine in the garden. Yeah, that was me.
I think everybody enjoyed their wine in COVID. So, my dear, right, team effort. We are a team at the hotel. Hope you don't pull out your own question. So,
is that a question to be
yes.
answered? I'm
1
gonna
minute.
get glasses
I'll
for
read
this.
it. I'll read it for
Go on
you.
then.
So, yeah, these are all questions that
Yeah, sure.
everybody's put together. I think you've also. I think we
did.
pulled
I did.
yours.
Yeah.
We've
Oh,
pulled
you
yours
did?
already. Listen to the podcast. I think so. So, Joanna from. I'm trying to think. Yeah, HR, I guess.
Yeah, Joanna.
HR, huh?
Yeah.
No, it was like housekeeping. Do we have a Joanna housekeeping?
No, it's HR.
Which department, in your opinion, will be replaced by technology in the next few years?
Oh.
Wow, actually, I'm happy you got that and not someone else that wasn't in the hotel. Good question, Joanna.
Ooh.
Which department, in your opinion, will be replaced by technology?
Not
in the next
reception. Don't point at me.
year? No.
Somebody's pointing at me. It's not going to be reception.
Well, I think technology is there to help reception, but it can't replace it. People want.
Let me just think. The only thing I can think of is perhaps counting department. Things can be done online, perhaps.
Do you think? I think. Well,
I don't know.
I think technology is there
we
to help.
We need
everyone.
people in the restaurant to serve.
For sure.
In the bar. Reception, you need somebody there to talk to. Oh,
well, there
on.
are. Yes, Christos is laughing in the room, everyone. He's like, you've got to admit it. It's going to be reception.
Can we replace him?
IT manager.
Replace
for
him,
the robot. Yeah.
There's only one of him. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah, I think technology will help a lot.
Maybe accounting them.
George Stiliano will have something to say about that.
Yeah, well...
Definitely not housekeeping, definitely not restaurants.
Because accounting, maybe it's just one person. You need just one person, then everything can be done online, right? No?
Yeah, I do think we're a people industry. I mean, that's a good thing. I was laughing so much because during lockdowns, our kids were basically homeschooled. You know, we had limited Zoom time, and yet we still paid full tuition fees. And I'm not dissing the school that our kids are at in any way. They did the best they could. And I think this was a global phenomenon, but I was laughing a lot because I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to do the same in the hotel. So I'm going to keep everyone's money who'd booked their holidays, not send it back, which is what we did do, or offer them another time. And I'm just going to say, right, guys, here's a Zoom every day. And I'm going to show them us making their breakfast. And then, you know, serving it. We'll send them the recipe in advance. We'll show them as well on a Zoom how we do it. We'll put it like on the video in front and we'll say, well, that's what you could have had if you were here. It's not our fault that you can't be here. This is us making your bed. Here's the room. This is what it looks like, everyone. This is what you could be enjoying, but you can't. Not our fault. And then we'll just charge them fully. And I was telling the school, it's the same thing. Like, you're like, this is the, you know, the education you should be getting. But in the end, sorry, parents, you've got to do it yourself, even though you're also holding down your jobs and we're charging you fully. So, yeah. So, yes, in closing, definitely we're a people industry.
Oh, for sure.
And,
for sure.
And that's why we're people who love people.
Yeah. You know, some people just come to see us, not because they particularly love Cyprus. They like us. And they choose us because they like us as staff, and they come to see us.
Like our repeat guests. We've had guests coming for, goodness, 36 years. Yeah. We've had people who are young couples and now they're grandparents and it's amazing. Yeah. And newer, we always talk about the ones for 35, 36 years, but we have 10 years, 5 years, people who come twice a year.
And lots of repeat local guests as well, because when they come and they like us, I see that they come back over and over and over. I see them a lot because obviously I'm there the whole time.
Yeah, it's not called front office for nothing. You're frontline staff.
Yeah, so we get to know people.
Yeah.
So, and it's great. That's great. That's the main thing. Just to get people back because they're happy, not because we need to get their money, but because they're happy.
And as we said,
happy to see them as well.
Radiate kindness.
Yeah, radiate kindness, exactly.
Yeah,
that's smile goes a long way. I've always said that.
And we should tell everyone, actually, we came up with that slogan or motto for our resort, not just out of nowhere. We did a whole study interviewing people who work for us. I think you were also interviewed in that. Guests of
Several
ours,
times.
new guests, old guests. And the one thing that kept coming up again and again and again and again, from me as a managing director to our management, to our staff, to everyone, was kindness. And when this survey was finished, it was like, well, this is the repeated thing. So we had to go with that as our. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sure you do, but I read reviews and it's mentioned a lot that people here smile, they're kind to guests, and no pretense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's how we are.
Yeah.
This
podcast episode ended up a bit like an advert, but it wasn't supposed to be. We're just showing that we're real people and we really love what we do.
No, it wasn't.
And all hotels have their pluses.
Sorry, guys, if you think that we are advertising, but we're
the promo.
We are a bit, but not.
Oh, wonderful. So, okay, last question. Do you have a favorite quote or a favorite book or something you'd like to share with people? Favorite series or movie that you've seen recently?
Since you're talking about movies, I've been. I worked for George Lucas once. Shall I tell you quickly?
Yes.
We have time.
Yes.
I was in the States in end of 93, beginning of 94, on holiday for the first time for 5 weeks. And I ended up working on the Young Indiana Jones.
Oh, wow.
Hollywood
I did not know this.
For George Lucas. A friend of mine had a friend who was the casting director. They saw me. They liked my nose, would you believe? And they hired me twice to be in the movie. I was unfeatured extra. We had a trailer and everything. And we won an Emmy for music, original score, and it was nominated for an Emmy for the special effects as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So, movies is my thing, going back to that.
Yeah.
So I have so many favorite movies. I would say maybe my most, if I had to choose one, would be Notting Hill.
Oh, really?
Julia Roberts and
Yeah. I think I like it, but I prefer Four Weddings and a Funeral.
You do?
I think that's my and then Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Now Christmas is coming up. Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming more.
Thank you for having me. It's great.
Enjoy the rest of your holidays.
I will.
And getting ready for
I'll be seeing you anyway
reopening.
soon.
In February. So we'll
Yes.
see you all then, everyone.
Thank you again.